Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Hi kids, it's Martyr.
Hello. It's C. Tepper.
And this is Wigging Out. It is mid-March edition, I guess.
Nope. I would not put a timestamp on this.
Okay, well, I am now. Happy 1 year quarantine, kid.
Yay. It's definitely been a year for.
It's definitely been a year.
That's what I'll just
I'm glad we're recording. Me and Caitlin are being very productive in our time of getting guests on. So
We really are. I'm on top of it.
yeah, I'm proud of ourselves, or mostly Caitlin. Caitlin's doing most of the work.
We split up our jobs.
Yeah,
You edit. I do
edit.
the other stuff.
But yeah, another year, another time. But who are we talking to? Who are we doing today, Caitlin?
Who are we doing today? So she's all the way from San Francisco. Amazing drag queen, Cash Monet. Woo.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our shit show of a podcast.
I'm so excited.
Yay! So I interviewed Cash a long time ago for my book.
Oh my gosh.
But then I worked on Hey Queen, and then I was able to like promote Cash a little bit, which was fun.
That was so amazing because I was just like, wow, somebody is talking to me. Somewhere.
Well, because so how this all happened for this episode is that I interviewed Sakura, who you're mutual friends with, I guess is the way to put it. And Rock was like, I was like, oh, I know Cash, blah blah blah. And Rock is like, Cash is like one of the most like professional people. They have their shit together, all of that. And I was like, you're right. And it's rare when I like work with people that people actually have their shit together. So it's very exciting to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that's getting across in my work.
Yeah, you definitely are like a hard worker. So like I appreciate that. I appreciate queens who hustle. That's like,
oh my gosh, yes.
Because there's so many queens who don't. So like it really does make a difference, I feel like.
It does.
But we're gonna just start from the top. What's life been like in the pandemic for you?
Oh my gosh. Wow, where to start?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're starting dark.
I know.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Well, when the pandemic was happening, I was living in San Francisco. So I'm currently in Los Angeles right now, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
I was living in San Francisco. I just moved into a new house with two other drag queens. God's Little Princess and Mary Vice was my current drag queen at the time. So we have been living together for around like 3 years already, but we moved into another house that had cheaper rent. And this was literally 2 weeks before lockdown, like lockdown, pandemic, shutdown, whatever you want to call it. And it was the first time where like me moving in San Francisco, my rent went down. Like, wow. I lived in San Francisco every year, and every time I moved every year. Yeah. I was living in San Francisco for 8 years, and every year I moved, my rent has gone up because of like living situations or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where my rent went significantly down. So I feel like me moving to this new place with two other drag queens, plus my rent going down, was really like has really helped us in the pandemic in the long run.
Yeah.
And also living with other drag performers in general really just like pushes you to make drag, right? Because me and Mary Vice, we always talk about like, can you imagine if we lived with a techie during the pandemic and like we're doing shows every week and clomping on the floors and leaving wigs everywhere? Like that wouldn't be possible.
No.
So I feel like myself personally, like we took the pandemic very well because like we were living with friends and they were also drag performers, and I was very tech savvy. So we got to do streaming, and we really like made the pandemic work in our favor, I would like to say.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And during the beginnings of the pandemic, you know, it was like scary, but then like a lot of money was coming in through drag shows, through online drag shows. And then it kind of trailed off during the summer, and then it's kind of leveling out during the winter. And now that we're in the 1 year, people are kind of looking forward to things opening up, but it's like not the case yet, people. Like, it's not happening just yet.
Especially in LA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like right now I have like my online schedule plus my work schedule kind of cemented in right now.
That's really important that you've been able to like keep going.
Yeah.
Through it all.
Yeah, I mean, we had our show that we did back in San Francisco when I was living with Mary Vice, is that she had Monday Night Pillows.
Okay.
And that was a weekly show. So having like a weekly show during a time where like a calendar doesn't exist, it kind of keeps us a schedule, because our literally our schedule for Mondays was wake up at 2, go to the grocery store and then buy groceries for the week for our house, get in drag, do the pillow, do Mary Vice's pillow, it's Mary Vice's pillows on stream, and then get drunk, and then that's our Monday. That's literally our whole Monday. Every Monday, it was like that for like 40 weeks.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
You guys were really committed. Holy shit.
We were. We got like a really cool like online fan base, and people who used to go to Pillows, because Pillows used to be a bar, or used to be a party in the Powerhouse. That was hosted by David Glamamore, and David would also come in too. And so it was a great mixture of like people who used to go to the bars and then online people, and then it was great. It was a great time, and I really miss it since I'm not living there anymore. But
how'd you end up in LA?
So as you know, Rock and Sakura moved to LA.
Oh, I didn't know Rock moved to LA.
Oh, you didn't know? Did you not interview her?
I did, but she didn't tell me that. Because we were promoting obviously her new show that we'll talk about later, but the main like focus was San Francisco, because that's what gets
totally.
Yeah, so we didn't even talk about that.
I mean, so Rock moved to LA, and then right now what I'm doing is like I'm doing editing, I'm doing social media content, I'm doing content creations for other people.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what's honestly the better place to move rather than LA? And I'm also from LA.
I did not know that.
So my parents are here.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
They want to come and visit, but I'm also like, I'm like 6 feet apart. Sorry, social distance.
Yeah, it's hard.
I can't see you, Mom. Just not right now.
What part of LA?
I live in Koreatown right now.
Oh, I love K-Town.
Oh my God.
I love the food. They have the same food as in New York. It makes me so happy.
Oh my God. I live like right next to like the Korean market. And I do eat Korean, like I do eat Asian food like every week, which I'm so happy for. But now I'm like, I want pizza.
Oh my God.
I want burritos.
LA is a mess with pizza. Their pizza game is the worst.
Oh, I can't talk about pizza if I'm talking to New Yorkers, right?
Yeah, no, because I used to live in LA, and man, I used to cry over New York pizza because I missed it so much.
Oh my God, I had New York pizza for the first time when I visited last summer.
Oh, you came here, yeah.
Yes, I miss pizza from New York, and I miss bagels from New York.
Yeah, oh my God, LA has the worst bagels.
Oh, can you please send me some bagels?
Did you guys not see that article that was like, oh, sorry, New York, but LA has better bagels now?
I did see that.
From where, y'all? Like the bagels there are garbage because the water there is horrible. So like the bagels and pizza, it's not about that life there.
I do dream about those bagels every so often.
You know, you can order stuff from New York and they'll deliver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, including pizzas.
We can't do that. I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. ordering something.
Oh my God.
I had a friend from New York who moved to LA, and she missed like pizza, and they put it on a flight, and it got there like within 13 hours.
Wow.
From some delivery service.
That sounds like rich people shit. I don't put up with that.
It was some like, I don't know, like promo thing. I don't know. It was crazy.
That's cool.
But enough about pizza.
See,
so you're, wow.
No, I was gonna say, I was gonna get if I would do that, I would get In-N-Out Burger delivered.
Oh my God, I miss In-N-Out so much. But
never had it.
yeah, honestly, I miss it so much. But Trader Joe's has the In-N-Out sauce that's a ripoff, and I tried
Oh,
it. It's pretty
yeah?
good. It's basically Thousand Island.
It's funny because where I used to live in San Francisco, I
Mhm.
used to live next to a Trader Joe's.
Mhm.
And literally the day I left San Francisco, I was like, I am never going to be eating at a Trader Joe's ever again. Because I lived next to the Trader Joe's for 5 years. And I was just like, I was so happy when I left. But then I also follow this Trader Joe's TikTok reviewer, and she reviewed something. I was like, damn, I really want that right now.
Well, in LA, there's Trader Joe's like on every other block.
I don't have a car in LA, so I'm
Neither
not
did
gonna
I,
be-
girl. I got
Ah, yeah.
around.
I'm not going to
It's
be walking or driving right now, so
yeah,
or
I
taking
heard.
public transportation because
There's no Trader Joe's in K-Town.
no,
Oh,
it's
that
all
sucks.
it's all fish markets
Mm.
and guys throwing like headless fish at you, which I do take for soup. So
It's a sign.
Oh,
So how did you originally get into drag?
it was like I was in college
Okay.
and I just broke up with my boyfriend. Tragic story.
Oh.
Um, and I was so sad. Like I was so sad, depressed, whatever. It was a bad relationship, so that's why I was
Okay.
also kind of sad. And then I was just like, damn, I need something to do. And I guess I was doing like these free classes. I was on this website in San Francisco. It's like freecheapsf.com. And they would advertise like stuff that's like free or cheap, like $5 or whatever, and it's definitely towards like college students, and I was like a broke ass college student. And these classes called Sexitude, they do free Sunday classes in the Castro, and it was taught by Darcy Drawlinger. And if you don't know Darcy Drawlinger, she is the owner of the Oasis in San Francisco. And
right.
she did these like free Sunday classes, and they were super camp. Like the whole theme was like neon spandex 80s, and they would do one song every month. And it was a great class because like I could give them as much money as I could afford, and it was like a great community. It was like a queer community, and I was going to school in San Francisco for stuff, and I never really did anything like super, like quote unquote, like gay or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I'm taking like dance classes in the Castro, and I'm so gay. Since Darcy is a drag performer, there was a lot of like drag performers in like the dance class, and they always needed backup dancers. So I would always volunteer to do like backup dancing, and like when I started doing backup dancing for them, I did this for like probably 2 years. I was doing like backup dancing for 2 years. Like I was like the go-to backup dancer for like everyone's numbers and like doing the nightlife scene and having so much fun. And then all of a sudden I was just like, I'm done being a backup dancer. I want to be like the main person.
You Shangela to yourself.
I was like, why be, what is his name? Like, why be Kevin Federline when I can be Britney Spears?
not this.
Amen. Amen.
And then I started doing it.
Yeah.
It was like a connection between, it was really like Darcy Drawlinger helping me through like, first of all, not being sad. And then just getting started in the nightlife scene through like dancing.
How did you come up with your drag name?
Oh my gosh. So since I was going to art school, I was going to school for photography, but I was also going to school for new genres. And new genres is kind of like performance art, installation art, internet art. It's kind of like art that's not like traditional, like paintings, sculpture, photography. And my favorite art piece, internet art piece, is called Cash Monet. I don't know if it's cashmonet.com or cashmonet.net or org or whatever, but it's CA, like cash, like internet cash, like CA, how do you spell that? CACHE MONET.
Oh, cachet.
Yeah. But my name was that, but then when I went to my first show, I was called that, and then the person said cachet, and I was like, I don't like cachet, I like cash. So I changed it to the normal CASH.
Wait, I love this website.
Oh my God, are you on it right now?
Yes.
Are you on it with sound?
Oh no. it's not
We
making
can't
any
afford the
noise.
sound.
I know, right? It's just like GIFs and then like random backgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, so that
This
was
is
like,
fun.
I was like, this is my favorite. It was honestly my favorite piece for when the whole time I was going to school, and that's where my name comes from.
Do people ever confuse with Monet Exchange?
Yeah, so when she was on her season, and she came to San Francisco, people kept on calling her Cash Monet.
She
But
probably was
it
so
never was the
confused.
other way around. But
Mm.
yeah, I never get like, oh, are you this or are you that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's always nice. It's nice to have that, separation, because I know there's like another, when there's like another queen that's exactly the same, and I'm just like, I'm
Mhm.
so sorry.
Well, the funny thing is, I knew both of you before Monet got on Drag Race, so I was like,
Oh,
wonder what's
cool.
gonna happen.
There's also a dog named Cash Monet. So, and they have the Instagram username that I want, because theirs is just called Cash Monet, and I was like, oh
Oh,
my,
that's so
that's
annoying.
that dog was born like 6 months before I was a drag performer.
Oh
Oh
So,
my God.
no, that sucks.
so, but I do follow them. So,
Oh, that's cute.
So you describe your style as pastel gore. What is that?
oh my gosh. Um, so wait, where are you getting that from?
Your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pastel Gore is the show that I do monthly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
that was
yeah.
your style because I know you do like horror type of things,
Mm-hmm.
like spooky drag.
Right now my style has been more towards like Asian street fashion stuff.
Oh, cool.
So right now I'm trying to do a lot more pieces that I can like dance in.
Ah, that makes sense.
But then also I'm also doing like a lot of like frilly, ruffly kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it right now is being inspired by like Asian Western cultures.
Ah.
I was gonna
So-
say I love this picture of you with the Gengar.
Oh my god, yeah, I was recording a number that day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's actually in my new apartment. That picture of that Gengar, with me and that Gengar. I just bought that couch. It was on clearance in IKEA.
Moving Queen. I had an idea to do Sabrina look from Pokemon soon.
Oh yes,
So that's coming. But
that'd be so cool.
but you I guess what like Japanese street art, or is that like a main inspiration, or
I would say like Japanese street
fashion? Yeah, not art, my bad.
I like to like when I look at Japanese street fashion stuff, that really inspires me is like the really oversized like kind of silhouettes. So like big pants or big sweaters. And then when I have to get a big sweater, I have to make it because I have to like sew this myself. I also sometimes I'll inspire from like decor fashion. So that's like the really rainbow stuff.
Ooh.
Like really rainbows, lots of like accessories. And I feel like that style really translates into like pandemic drag. I don't know what we're gonna call the drag during this era. But like, because since I don't have to like do like spins or turn really fast, like I can put all these accessories on me, because after a number all of those are going to fall if I'm not too careful. So right now putting like all the accessories on my body has been really working in a place where if I lose them, they're in my house.
That's a good point. It sounds like Mary Kate and Ashley drag. It's very like big.
Oh, it's very annoying.
I was very confused by that comment. I was like, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yeah, they're like iconic because they wear so many clothes.
I know.
So you were in San Francisco for a bit. A lot of people aren't, especially our listeners are mainly like New York people. They're not really familiar with San Francisco drag. What would how would you describe it for people who don't know what that's like?
I would say San Francisco drag is like super artsy. Like it's really about like the performance and the conceptualness of the number. It's just really stupid. And like in a good way. Like when I say stupid, I say that in a good way. I don't know if when in the middle of pandemic that we had like a fake me, Rock, and Celeste, we did like a fake panel, like a fake DragCon panel on her
I
on her
saw that, but I
YouTube.
didn't know what that was.
It was called Bad Drag, and it's basically like if you take a song and you like make it so dumb that you make it so dumb, like the concept's so dumb, and you just roll with it. And I think I have notes on my bad drag numbers that I want to do.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can bring that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my bad drag numbers that I do is Hearts Alone. Like, how do I get you alone?
Yeah.
But I do it as a bank teller.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm trying to get you loans.
Oh my God.
Okay, see the faces that you're making right now, like the pinching of the bridge and the rolling your eyes back your head.
Good. I love it.
And I did this for a comedy. I did this for like a comedy club. And I built a freaking bank teller silhouette.
No, you fucking didn't. How dare you?
and I was in like the full, 80s style suit, like boss girl suit that obviously the pants rip off into like an 80s style workout outfit.
Yes.
This show sounds right up my alley. I love
So,
stupid numbers really get me going.
And it really like you really have to take that number so far. You have to be like, she really built a full keyboard to spell out. Oh my God, this is another one I did at that comedy night. I built a full keyboard, like 6-foot keyboard, because I did Ariana Grande's NASA.
Okay.
And I typed out NASA, but it's because I needed space because I had to hit the space bar.
No.
And
no.
It was supposed to, I think that was a part of that. I think that was a part of that bank teller number too. It's a whole story going here. It was a 10-minute number. I put those people through 10 minutes
Oh my
of hell.
God. Did people like get what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
had to do, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You had
okay.
to put the typing, you had to put the ASMRs, you had to put space, bank telling, there was money involved. All encapsulating.
Concept. We love a good concept.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so much.
But yeah, I think San Francisco drag, it's like it's a lot about the concepts, a lot about like the realism of what's going on. Because Hollow Eve is from San Francisco too. And she does like when she does like punk, like realistic gory drag, like she is stapling her face.
Yeah.
And that is her blood coming out of her cheek. And it's terrifying, but it's happening right in front of us. And I'm like, is this bar going to close down because of this? Probably.
I feel like that's such a West Coast thing though. Like in LA, there's like a lot of, I guess because LA was kind of like the home of Dragula originally, like there's a lot of like performers who do similar stunts.
Oh yeah.
But it's not really a thing over here.
It's super in New York.
Yeah, it's not really
super cool.
We get some sideshow acts.
A little bit, but it's like very prevalent, I feel like, on the West Coast.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't talk about Los Angeles drag just yet because I literally have not seen anyone because I just moved here like a month ago.
Well, unfortunately, everything's closing right now, which is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very upsetting. I hope Precinct survives because I love that place.
Me too. I hope we can do something for them.
Yeah.
I think we're at the time for a break.
Yep.
So,
wow.
We're gonna
Thank you for those. I had a 5-hour meeting the other day and I wanted to die.
No, we're not doing 5-hour meetings here.
Yeah, we'll be right back, kids.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Wig, okay.
I know. Wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig. Did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig to go flying.
And we're back.
We're back. Okay, so this all happened because of Rock'em Sakura.
Yes.
Tell me all about your friendship with her.
Oh my gosh. So my first drag performance that I've seen in San Francisco, it was at a bar in the Castro called The Edge.
Mhm.
And it was like, I was like just turned 21, just started going to bars. And it was drag night. And it was like, I think it was Lady Gaga night. It was just a random night. And this drag queen goes on stage, Rock'em Sakura,
Mhm.
and she does a Lady Gaga and Kyari Pamu Pamu mashup. And my biggest obstacle from starting doing drag was like, I don't want to do drag yet because I don't know if people would want to listen to these songs. And it was just like, it was J-pop, it was K-pop, it was like all these songs that were in English. But then when I saw this drag queen do it, I was just like, oh my God, this drag queen is doing one of my favorite Kyari Pamu Pamu songs. And then I met her, I like came up to her and I was like, oh my God, that was so cool. Like Kyari Pamu Pamu is my favorite. And then once I started doing drag, we basically were doing like the same styles of drag. So whenever like there was like a Lisa Frank night, video game night, K-pop night, J-pop night, Asian night, like we were always booked. So we were always like seeing each other. And yeah, that was like the beginnings of me starting doing drag. So that was like probably met them like maybe 7 years ago.
Long
Started
time
doing
ago.
drag like 6 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was
Well,
wild.
yeah. What was it like seeing her get on Drag Race?
Oh my gosh. Well, I
Or
mean,
not get on, because not that she wasn't able to like do like go far on the show, but also like after, usually the queens get like a year to basically promote themselves around the country,
mhm,
but
mhm.
obviously the pandemic prevented that from happening.
Well, since knowing Rock for the longest time,
Mhm.
I've always told them, and I told them like when they were auditioning for other seasons,
Mhm.
I 100% believed that they were going to be on the show. Like from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Like from auditioning for like to the early seasons as well. I 100% believed them. And they knew that.
Mhm.
So when like the night when they got the call or whatever, I was extremely happy for them.
Aw.
And like I knew how much it meant to them. And I knew whatever it took, like the process, I was with them 100%. And seeing them on the show was like, it honestly made me tear up that first
Aw.
episode.
Aw.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing them on Drag Race is crazy because it's like that is literally my friend on
Aw.
TV. and like people know them from TV and they're
Mhm.
famous, but like we literally hung out yesterday and
Aw.
it's just like you're just like, wow, she's like famous. That's cool.
Gamous.
But it never like, yeah, it like never changed our relationship before and after, you
That's
know.
good. And now you
So,
both work
but
together.
yeah, I've always yeah,
Together.
totally. So like kind of like our interests or like whatever we were doing kind of helps each other out.
Mhm.
But yeah, I always say this to them too, like I want to make your, like, because I do drag and stuff, so
Yeah.
like I'm trying to like build up my own thing, but like when I work with Rock, like I just want her to make the best things as possible. Like I'm not here for like money or
Mm.
clout or like, what is that thing called? Tail something. I'm so bad at words. This is not the best
Tail
word.
coating?
Yeah.
Riding on
wait,
someone's tailcoats?
coattailing.
Tailcoats.
Yeah. That word.
Coattails.
I'm
Coattails.
never
Oh my God.
trying to do that.
We're so
Yeah,
got there.
we got it. See, we all have at least one brain
Yeah.
cell.
We
Exactly.
collectively share it.
So, so yeah, I always tell her that it's like not for like whatever clout, coattails, all that stuff. Like I just want to make the best content, the best photos, like the best for her.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do her social media photography, and you filmed the new Wow Presents show, Rock'em Sakura Super Sexy Superhero
Yeah.
Spectacular, Woo!
Yes.
But how was that?
Oh my gosh. That was a whole adventure. So we started filming that in July. So
Okay.
that was a long, long time ago.
Wow. Yeah.
And being in full drag in the summer,
Not it.
not fun. No, especially in San Francisco where there's no air conditioning.
Air conditioning, yep.
Wait, what?
So in San Francisco,
Yeah.
it's like perpetually cold.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
no buildings have like air conditioning. I'm sure New York has air conditioning, right? Because it's like
Oh yeah,
it's
no.
really hot in the
We have to
summers.
have it. We'll die.
So
Oh, yeah, we have it.
Summers.
Sorry.
Summers in San Francisco are like 65.
Yeah, San Francisco's like a little bit colder than New York gets.
Yeah, it never snows in San Francisco, but summers are just cold.
Yeah.
So, but when it does get hot, when it does get like 72, that's like hot for San Francisco. So, so being in drag, well, for Rock being in drag during the summer, it was hot, and then having the blanket of like the pandemic on our filming, like this is truly like the first thing we started doing post pandemic, because like the first 3 months people are like really careful, we didn't know what was going on. So when it was like March and then July came around, we're like, okay, we're gonna be really careful. Plus we're kind of also under the blanket of WoW, so we kind of have to be really, really careful. And it was great. I mean, we made sure we filmed away from people. We made sure that like we also didn't want the pandemic to be a part of the show. So we kind of made sure we were doing stuff around that. And it was all filmed in my old apartment. So when I watch those episodes, I'm like, oh my God, that's my old, like that's the old couch. And that's the old photo on the wall. And that's my old candle and stuff like that. So and the other person in that show, the one that if you watch the preview and they're like, I don't have a boyfriend, that's Mary Vice. That's my old roommate. Because if you watch all the episodes, we needed like an extra person. But Mary Vice was really the only person available. So Mary Vice played like 5 people in the whole series.
See, I wasn't sure. So I interviewed Rock about this. I wasn't sure because I've only seen the first episode if Mary Vice was the mannequin or an actual real person. Turns out today I learned it's a real person.
So Mary Vice is a recurring character, but just as an actress.
I was gonna say I love that kind of collaborative nature that you and Rock seem to have. Just someone that gets your vision, or you get her vision, and then helping out with that. I think that's really important. And I wish I had the same.
I think what's strong about like our work relationship is that I do get her aesthetic. And like the aesthetic of like anime meme queen. So yeah, I think that's also a really important part of just like our work, like quote unquote work dynamic, is just like, because when you work with somebody and they're like, and it just doesn't, like the aesthetic just does not work out, or like their vision, it's really hard. I think that's also just, it really helps out that we just know we know what the vision is and what the final product is going to be.
So looking at your Insta bio, I know you've worked on Trish magazine. What? Trish the Dragazine.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Oh my gosh. So I believe, I don't know if I did this after I graduated college, or I have to like figure out where I was at the time. But me and Mama Celeste, we are like the co-founders of Trish. And Trish, the name of Trish was, before was like, we were just like dumb drag queens. And the name is actually a combination of 2 words, and it's trade plus fish. And of course, like this is like, we just started out. We don't really say that, what the name Trish, like the
I know,
origin.
now you're gonna be canceled.
But we kept the name. But we were booked to host. Do you know what those like? I don't even know if they're still around anymore. But it was like we were booked to host like this like art exhibition show. It was like a one night thing. It was event. It was an event in. It was an event in San Francisco, and they needed hosts for it. And you basically the whole premise of this event is that you buy tickets to invite to this party, and then you sell artwork, and you can sell like paintings or sculptures, and it was in a club. So we were
That's
the
so
host.
interesting.
It was very interesting. The whole premise of this like show is like they were also traveling. It was crazy. Whatever they did, it was working. But they needed hosts for like the performance aspects, because we would it would be like artists who also danced or had a fashion runway, but they needed hosts. And we were also like, we're artists. So instead of doing just drag, we also created a zine, like a magazine for the show that we handed out. And for people who didn't know what zines are, they're kind of like, they're shortened for magazine, and they're kind of like this like 8-page pamphlet you make out of like an 11 by 17 piece of paper. And it's like very punk rock. It's very like old style 90s type of magazine that you just like create from a copy machine and give out to people. And that's literally what we did. And we did that. We did the printing magazine for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
2.5 years. Yeah. And then every year we also made a calendar, and
I saw the calendar photos. They're amazing.
Yeah, thank you. We did the calendars for like 3 years, and obviously we didn't do it this year because we couldn't muster up getting people together. But yeah, and then like the content in the magazine was also made by drag performers. So it was like a magazine for drag by drag, and then we would just hand them out in clubs. And then people would enjoy them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad they read there.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like a weird business card. Because I remember going to Seattle and taking them with me. And then people from Seattle were like, I love your zine that you gave me like 3 years ago.
Aww.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
That's so cool.
I specifically also give them to drag queens as well, because they're like, they're the jokes in them or like the references in them are so like drag.
Yeah.
That like who's gonna know what the shape of a pad is? Like
Africa.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
But like I don't know if anyone, like an audience member who's just going for like the weekend with the girls,
they're not
gonna know. So yeah. But then I would get like, I know like some drag queens in Seattle that would like hit me back and be like, oh my God, I remember your drag zine from a long time ago. So it was a cool thing. It was a cool project that we did for like 3 years.
I hope you continue it. It sounds amazing.
Well, yeah. After we did the zine, we started doing YouTube stuff.
Yes.
And then that kind of prepared us to start doing Rock's YouTube. So it was just like, we wanted to become like a studio thing. And then me and Celeste, we didn't like, our friendship like didn't die. I wasn't saying that. But like we started doing other things. Like she started doing Oaklash, and then I started doing more like YouTube stuff. So. But Trish still exists in a way. We're still kind of like this, like, we call it a collective. Mama Celeste doesn't like the word collective, but I say collective because there were so many of us working on like projects and stuff. So
I love that. I love community, like stuff like that. That's awesome.
Honestly, my kind of idea was like a world of wonder for San Francisco Bay Area drag. Just like we produce stuff.
Yeah, I feel like San Francisco drag is just so underrepresented.
I know.
Yeah,
which is
we'll get more.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like one of the few alternative scenes. I feel like it's Austin, Portland, Brooklyn, and San Francisco, or like all the alt queens.
Yeah, I mean, like nightlife in San Francisco has changed a lot because techies and stuff and money.
I know. I can't even imagine.
Especially this year, since like 200,000 people left San Francisco.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to Austin. We actually talked to one of our guests about it. Yeah, Rubidiculous. They're all leaving for Austin because all the companies are going there because I guess tax stuff.
Mhm.
So
That's cool. I do
yeah.
like Austin. I've been to Austin Drag Fest.
Oh
And
yeah, you guys went. And WERRRK, which is what helps publish this podcast, they
Oh
had
yeah,
their own thing in Austin this last year.
cool. Yeah, I've been to
So,
Austin. I think I've been to Austin Drag Fest 3 times now.
oh wow.
Yeah.
We got to get you to Bushwick one year.
Oh my God, I would
You will
love to
fit. You will fit
go.
right in.
That'd be so much fun.
Yes. So the last thing I'm going to talk about in this segment is you're a Twitch streamer,
Oh yes.
and is the K-pop up on Twitch?
Oh yeah. So I have my own personal Twitch account,
Okay.
and then I also teach K-pop on the K-pop Up Twitch account.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with this. I was looking at the videos because K-pop dances are really hard. So you're like teaching people how to do them. Like, I don't know. It's not something that comes naturally to me. So the fact that you're doing this is like my favorite thing. I just
Oh my God, it's so much fun. So I mean, do you want me to talk about the K-pop side?
Whatever you either side, whatever you want to talk about.
Sure. I mean, like the K-pop thing really does encapsulate kind of like my work stuff. So me and one of my friends, Sassy Fran, we went to art school together. So we were doing art stuff, and then I was like, I want to start a K-pop thing, like a K-pop dance class. And when I started it, I was literally thinking it like a drag queen. I was like, I don't see it happening around me, so I'm just gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
And that's how I started my drag too. I was just like, I want to be a drag queen. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
And it was very like, I was very like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And then I started doing it, and then I had this like whole community of like K-pop people who love dance, who love like Asian culture, and who love that stuff. And then once the pandemic started, we just moved it on to online. So it was great. It was a
freaking
fun time.
awesome. You're so good.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were a dancer
Oh my
like
God.
that. You're amazing.
Yeah. It was like I think we're on our like it's hard to think about years now since the pandemic's happened for a year. So I think we're in our like 4th year of doing those classes. So
oh my goodness.
It's been a while. It's a fun community.
It's so cool.
And it's also a fun community because it kind of, since I've been doing drag for so long, it kind of separates like drag friends and like my other friends who are also doing K-pop, because you know, sometimes like I do love the nightlife scene, yes, but sometimes I need a break from like going out or drinking, and I do have other interests like anime and food and stuff that I don't usually find in bars. So it's great to have like another creative outlet. I try not to make everything about work, but like another creative outlet that
well, the thing is with social media, which I know you work in, like it applies to everything. So
I know it's kind of unfortunate. It's like
I
a
think
double-edged sword,
thing.
right?
Yeah, definitely double-edged sword. Yeah, you can get sick of stuff very easily. I 100% agree with that one.
But yeah, I do love streaming on Twitch too. My personal Twitch account, twitch.tv/cashmoneydrag, same as my Instagram. I honestly love streaming. I actually was trying to be a Twitch streamer the summer of 2019, but I was just like, this is freaking hard. And I like really went all out. I bought like a $100 camera, $200 capture card, this microphone that I'm using right now, and I was just like, yeah, and it was just like, damn, this is freaking hard to like do this. So when the pandemic happened, I already had all this stuff. So blessing in disguise. But right now, my Twitch stream, I'm like playing video games on the weekend. I'm actually, so since I do like a lot of editing, and Twitch kind of like, you can be on Twitch for a long time. You can stream for like 6 hours. I started doing my own like live editing program on Wednesdays. It's Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's called Drag and Drop. And I do live editing on stream. So whether it'll be like a photograph, and I'll edit a photograph on stream, and then I'll do like skin retouching, or color correcting and all that stuff. But a lot of bulk is editing Rock'em Sakura footage.
I mean,
and so like people who are interested in editing, they'll tune in, and or people who are interested in rock and seeing just like extra footage will tune in. But it's a fun time because I get to first of all, I get to make sure I edit. And it kind of also makes me focus because like when I edit, like if I'm editing and no one's watching, I'm like on my phone or like eating something or
Yeah.
you know. But when I'm editing on stream, it kind of hones me in. Yes, I'm kind of talking to an audience as well, but it also really helps too because it also makes me like really work. And sometimes the audience, like sometimes the Twitch community will also like they'll give me tips or like when I have a question and I'm like when I'm like, is there an easier way to copy and paste this? And then someone will be like, yeah, you just do this. Or someone will have a question, or someone will be like, you know what joke would be great here is that dancing frog. And I'm like, that is the perfect addition to this video.
So you're editing video content.
Yes, I'm lots of times I'm editing a lot of video content.
Gotcha. What do you use to edit on?
I have Premiere Pro.
Ah, gotcha.
So
that is a very good editing system.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one.
I was gonna say I love editing, but I never thought of like doing it in front of an audience.
It's really weird, and sometimes when I'm editing like a 20-second clip, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I have to listen to this like 100 times.
I mean, that's the process though.
Yeah,
I'm secretive with some of my edits, so I don't want that information to get out. I have some certain presets I like that I don't want anybody else to
totally.
copy.
There's a lot of stuff where it's like or maybe I'm just like ashamed that I'm using this preset. I'm like, sorry, it's just easier this way.
That's fair. But I had a question about K-pop. Getting back into that realm. I'm gonna ask like how did you get into K-pop? Because everybody seems to have a origin story.
Oh, totally. So I feel like my introduction to K-pop, as far as like most people's introduction was I was watching anime in high school. And when you listen to like J-pop or something, the next thing that's going to come up on the YouTube recommendation is going to be like Girls' Generation G. And then you're like, what is this? And then all of a sudden it's like in my head. But it didn't really start happening again until I was in college. And me and my friend Sassy Fran, we were just both listening to K-pop. And then we started to doing the dancing. So yeah. It was like a break listening to it in high school and then having a break and then doing it again back in college. And this was like around 2015. So kind of recent, but it's been a while. But yeah, it's fun.
That's like 6 years.
Fun thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I just got into I guess it's about a year, but City Pop. I love me some City Pop.
City Pop is very good.
So I feel like my K-pop phase is coming sooner than later.
I know.
I just listen to
right around the
Blackpink
corner.
all the time.
Oh, totally. Oh, yes.
That's like my workout, like all their music.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
It's
But
too good.
I like K-pop and like the K-pop community because it's like, I mean, before it became super mainstream, like with BTS and Blackpink on like the radio, which what I think of what mainstream is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
K-pop was very like an internet. It's in the US.
Yeah.
If you listen to K-pop in the US, it is very like an internet culture.
Oh, 100%.
Like you don't go out, like you can't go to a store and buy a K-pop album. You have to find this through the means of the internet. So when you meet other people, because I also went to KCON. They have KCON in LA, which is like a K-pop convention.
That's
and
amazing.
It's at the LA Convention Center too. I don't know if you've been.
Oh, I've DragCon. I used to always be there.
Yeah, I haven't been to DragCon yet. I'm so sad I haven't been yet.
I don't miss it, but I miss it. If that.
It's like that with every convention. But yeah, like when you meet these people, it's like people who who love like internet stuff or stuff that's ingested through the computer. So people who love anime, people who love stuff, art on in the internet. So it's just kind of like that, like very welcoming kind of community. And yeah, I love it.
On that note, I think we should take another little break and, get some refreshments. We'll be right back, kids.
Well,
All
Bye.
Did you
right.
just say wig?
Wig. Okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig. Okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig. Okay.
I am ready for my wig. to
And
go
we're back,
flying.
kids.
We're back.
Ooh, such a long break as usual.
so long. So my question for you, which I've had since I probably met you, is would you ever go on RuPaul's Drag Race or Dragula?
Oh, I always
And if you can't talk about it, then I'll just skip that question.
no. I mean, it's funny now because now that I've literally seen Rock go through the whole process,
Mhm.
and it looks terrifying.
Yeah.
I actually, when people ask me now, I'm on the side of not
Mhm.
going on it. I mean, the opportunity and all the things that come after it it looks nice. Like
Yeah.
it looks nice, right?
Yeah.
But personally, for myself, I
Mhm.
like not being seen all the time. Like I like having a private life and stuff. And I know you can have that when you're on the show.
Yeah.
But for me right now, I like the anonymity of not being a known person in
Yeah.
the light.
I feel
So-
like Dragula would also be a good fit for you, though.
You think so?
Yeah, if
That's
you wanted to go,
scary.
if you wanted to go down that route. But
I'm
didn't you used to
scared.
do spooky drag, or am I crazy?
Sometimes I guess, but no, it's okay.
Who
It's scary.
was the one? Someone from Dragula. I don't follow Dragula that well. Someone from Dragula who's from New York. They moved to San Francisco, and they did like anime.
It's literally on
drag.
top of my head.
Oh, Erica Clash.
Yes,
yeah,
Erica
Erica Clash.
Clash.
Do you know
Yeah,
her?
yeah.
Just a
Oh
random-
yeah. So when Pastel Gore is our monthly show, and Erica Clash was
Ah.
the one that kind of brought us all together. And that was actually, it was me, Erica Clash, Rock'em Sakura, and Kaki Michaels. And that was like they called it was Pastel Gore, but they called us the Pastel Four.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So and
That's
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 what,
a lot
and
of talent.
and that's we were doing like it was like the nerdy punk drag show.
Mm.
So that's what Pastel Gore is. But yeah, I love Erica too. Have you talked to Erica before?
I've seen her perform in New York before Dragula, but that
Erica
Yeah.
is an insane person.
was it.
That interview would go on for 3 hours.
Random story about Erica. She did a show at Bazaar Bushwick. May she rest in peace. And I think I was slightly intoxicated, but I really liked Erica. And I think she was like leaving for the night, and I helped her carry her suitcases while I was very tipsy.
Drunk.
And she got a little mad because I wasn't like throwing her suitcases around, but like I wasn't the
You're
most
not
gentle-
handling it.
I wasn't the most gentle with them. So that was
Mm.
that was my
Girl.
fault.
Yeah,
I just wanted to help, but I was a little too drunk. probably.
So it was funny because I actually just saw Rock and Erica just did a tour in the UK, and I was with them. So
Oh, cute.
we just had I was with them as like a backup person. I was just doing
Mhm.
like the photography and stuff and video editing, and it was like me, Rock, Erica Clash, and Jimbo.
Oh,
God.
And it was like
yes.
all of them in a bus, and they all performed all over the UK during the pandemic. It was so weird.
Wow.
But yeah, Erica is so fun. And with that story, Erica is very finicky about her stuff
Mm.
because we say that she's from New York because she does not want any of us to help her with anything. And she's
Very
like,
New York.
I
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
We're like, we see her in the corner just trying to get the zipper in her back, and we're just like, are you sure? It's gonna take like 1 second. You don't have to use that hanger to do that zipper. She's like, I got it. Don't touch me. And it's like, no, she's not like that, but she's very self-efficient.
Good for her.
You got to be when you're a New Yorker.
Yeah,
so-
New York, you got to do everything for yourself. There's
Yeah.
no helping.
Um,
So are there any other future things you want to promote that are coming up or that you want to do?
Well, just right now, I'm just doing the Twitch thing, which I do love. It's twitch.tv/Cash Money Drag. So yeah, just right now, my really active thing that I'm doing right now is my Twitch thing. So that's really just keeping me together.
So what's the best advice you've been given about doing drag?
Just do it.
T.
Really just do it. And that's kind of how I just do all of my everything that I've done. Like I didn't see a K-pop class happening in San Francisco. I just did it. I wanted to be a drag queen instead of a backup dancer. I just did it. And if you want to start doing drag, you just kind of just got to do it. It's just like I've always been like the kind of person who just never second guessed anything. And I do it like in a smart way. I'm not just like, just doing stuff because I want to. It's just kind of like, if I have the passion to do something and the drive to do something, like I'm just gonna do it. I don't know if that's the best advice, but
Well, I feel like you're kind of like the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
With drag and just outside of drag as well.
I like to think that too. I like to know a lot of things.
Yeah, no, that's like everything you can bring towards your art, like use it.
Yeah.
All right, this is your moment, Martyr.
It's my moment. Okay. Can you give us a crazy story that you have seen in nightlife? Something you've experienced, something you've heard of, some mythological thing, I don't know, that happened.
Oh my God. I don't oh God. I'm so sorry. I have to like really think about it.
I mean, San Francisco's pretty crazy, so.
I know, but it's like, it is crazy because like we have like Folsom and I've seen like all my friends naked already. Yeah. And it's like, is that crazy? I have to like really figure out like what is.
And you can give us multiple stories because sometimes it takes people a couple stories.
Okay. I mean, like what is crazy? Well, seeing all my friends naked is one. I'm also not the one. It's just like, I'm the kind of friend where it's like, I don't want to see you naked though.
I'm like that too. I feel that.
It's like, I want to see your pee-pee.
I see drag performers as like coworkers, so I'm just like, if I've seen you naked, I'm like, honey, this is a work environment.
I mean, I don't mind seeing the naked. I just don't want to. I don't want to see the naked. I don't know, because all the things that I really think of, especially if it's like drama kind of central, I try not to be in it. So I'm like not the best person for this question.
Well, has anything ever like crazy happened to you on stage? Like something went terribly wrong?
Or performance that you saw on stage that like
you're like,
you still
what the
think
hell
about?
Is this?
Girl, I don't think about anything anymore.
Head empty, no thoughts.
Let me see. I mean, like everything that Hollow Eve that has done on stage just always blows my mind. And when Hollow Eve is booked, it's gonna be a good time gal.
I was gonna say blood on stage is always dramatic. So
Ray Light in San Francisco on stage. That's also another performer that's also kind of left me speechless.
What'd they do?
I don't remember the song.
Okay.
But it was like a gangbang. Like a gang. It wasn't a real gangbang on stage.
Yeah, I know.
But like it was like they had like 10 backup dancers.
Yeah.
10 people that are on stage.
Yeah.
And every load that they took was like at least 2 cups of liquid. 2 cups of like sticky liquid.
Oof. I would not want to clean up that stage after.
Oh no. Now that we have gone into it, now I do have a story.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
see,
beautiful.
I told you. It always comes. It always comes
out.
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, we did.
You knew what you were doing, and I fell for it. Okay, so fuck. So this was okay. This also kind of ties into the beginning of our interview with the bad drag.
Perfect.
So it was Kylie Minogue night at SF Oasis. And SF Oasis in San Francisco, run by Darcy Drollinger. They just saved it the other day. They had a
Yay. Oh,
telethon.
perfect. I'm happy
Love
about that.
Their goal was like 150, and they raised like 250,000.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So it was Kylie Minogue night, and I did Get Out of My Way.
I was listening to that this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my whole preface of this number was I am a bodybuilder working out, because it's kind of like, 80s inspired. It was an 80s inspired number. And I did it as like a get out of my way protein shake.
Okay.
Like they have like this thing called whey protein.
Oh,
gotcha.
my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
And I brought a full vat of not whey protein, but like
Okay.
pancake batter mix. That probably is worse
Yeah,
for this
I think
number.
so.
And I got it all over the stage.
Oh,
Because it's
no.
like this, the other bodybuilders were getting in my way, and they were like grabbing inside of it, getting it on me. And it was like, I guess I could have gotten a better substitution, but it got like all over the stage. And and Oasis does like, they do like, weekend club nights, but they also do like more cabaret theater nights. And the curtain behind was their new like red, it was their new red velvet curtain.
No.
And I got some on it, and I had to clean it up that night. And you don't want to see like a drag queen like, and this was like, and the Oasis stage, I don't know if you've seen the Oasis stage before. Have you seen
maybe
the
through
clip of
video.
Trixie falling?
Oh, yeah.
The
I know
red?
which one. Yeah.
So it's like a stage, like the people down are like, they're dancing, but then if
Mhm.
you have to be on the stage, you're like on a stage.
Mhm.
So at the end of the night, I had to clean it up. So I'm in like half drag, half face, just got covered in pancake batter, no eyelashes, no wig, trying to clean off the Oasis stage. And and the email after, they're like, you were this close of getting banned on Oasis. And now every email after was like, please don't bring anything that is of this consistency. and yeah, that was just like my slap on the wrist of performing at Oasis.
I feel like that's not too bad though.
No, it's not too bad, but if they have to change the rules, I think.
Yeah, then you'd like.
I've definitely brought like a mini trampoline to a club before, and then all of their emails after were like, please don't bring big props such as mini trampoline, etc. I'm just like, okay,
Breaking the
yeah,
rules.
I try not to, and then I have all these props.
Technically, you didn't break the rules. You just
Yeah,
created
you
them.
You created the rules.
Exactly.
Rules
It's
are meant to be
definitely-
created.
It's definitely one of those rules where it's like, this rule is here because someone brought a
Somebody.
fucking trampoline.
Yeah, and it was you.
I'm glad you're the source of new rules.
Thank you.
That was great.
So, last question: where do you want to take your drag in the future?
Well, right now I'm just moved to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely Los Angeles has like a big fashion district, so I definitely want to start creating more drag looks.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of drag queens here, drag performers, drag kings, artists here that I want to photograph.
We know some we can suggest for you.
Please. And I honestly just want to start making more photographs for just the drag community in general. So yeah,
That's
it's
something
not really
that's sorely needed, I feel like.
totally.
Yeah.
And like, there's definitely a lot of drag performers out here that I do love seeing, but like, I just want to make stuff for them, I always I love the collaboration process of like, you're a drag performer, I'm also a drag performer, but I'm also taking your photo, so I know what how a drag performer looks in specific light. Because I've definitely had photo shoots one time with like photographers who are not drag performers or don't do like the beauty thing. And I'm like, you can see every single pore
Oh, I
and
know.
every single ridge.
Yep.
And just like, wow, it's like that one magazine that came
Oh
out
my God, I know exactly what you're talking about. Rock wasn't one of them, were they?
No. It came out a long
That was
time ago.
I think I was there at DragCon while they were taking those photos.
Oh
Yeah, I think I
no.
saw them take them. Like it was crazy.
That's funny. But yeah, I love the collaboration aspects of drag. I love that there's already a community. Like when I used to travel a lot for work, and when I go to a new city, I would always go to a drag bar and be like, "I'm a drag queen," and then they'd be like, "Yes, queen, let's hang out." It's not like that,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's always like nice when you go to another city and you say you're a drag performer to another drag performer, and they're like, "You're cool, let's hang out," and I'm like, "Yay, friend."
Aw.
So, but yeah. I just like creating. I love creating drag content, whether it be myself or somebody else. That's what I want to keep on doing.
And your photos are really beautiful. So
Thank you.
definitely,
Thank you.
and I'm very critical about stuff like that, and I think you do an amazing job.
Thank you. Especially working with Rock, especially working with somebody that needs photos all the time.
Yeah.
And with the pandemic, being home with like no other distractions, it definitely has like upped my process much faster.
100%.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for coming on our little shit show.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. Where can the kids find you on the internet?
I am on Instagram at Cash Monet Drag. I am also on Twitch as Cash Monet Drag, and then I'm on Twitter. Twitter is a little bit more unhinged, as you may say.
Who has a
I was
professional
like, everyone
Twitter?
has a like normal Twitter.
like when Instagram looks professional, Twitter is like a dumpster fire.
I think that's for everybody though.
But so yeah, I mean like Instagram is fun, but Twitter is more fun. And Twitter is I'm Cash Monet.
Wow.
So I am Cash Monet. The letter I, the letter M, Cash Monet.
Love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And that was so much fun to kind of reconnect, Caitlin.
I know. I'm so happy.
So weird. I was like, hey.
I was like, wait a minute.
It's funny because I can finally see the face behind those emails too.
Oh God, it was always me harassing people.
I thought I was harassing you because I was just like, wow, somebody is talking to me from this thing. And I was just like, I follow them on Instagram.
Aw.
So that's cool. I guess now work is now in good hands.
Yeah, I'm now at work.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
Super cool.
With 3 R's.
With 3
Okay,
R's.
see, I have to remember 3 R's because I don't know if it's
I know
R's.
it's a little many R's, but I'm there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, I was Martyr,
I was C Tepper.
and this was Wigging Out. Woo!
Bye.
Bye, kids.
Bye.
I'm C Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Drag the Martyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.